Welcome back to Absolutely Marvel and DC. My name is Benny. That is Dan. And Husson is officially, kind of unofficially, officially, a member of the cast.
Let's go. That's where
we decided we had to find another show to get him on until Young Justice came back. We chose Superman. Do you regret or not regret your decision now?
I like Superman. Smallville was like my entryway into comic books when I was a kid. So like to watch a show set in Smallville that's not insane. It's not the best show I've ever seen, but it's not insane. I like it. Take it.
Okay. All right. So yeah, Superman is officially back. If you missed the memo, I'll give you guys the quick rundown like we do in a lot of the CW shows. We pick up where we left off. The daughter that Lois had from the alternate universe is now in this universe. She did nothing but get on my nerves this whole episode. We'll get into that. Her whole arc this entire episode was, how could you do this, Dad? I'm running away. How could you do this, Dad? I'm running away. Like 4 times, okay? We then, the plot with Lois and Clark was that, well, Clark is dealing with the DOD giving him a new contact, because I guess the good actor left, so we got a new guy.
He stepped down last season.
Well, he did step down, but I assumed he would still be around, you know what I mean?
I think he's joining the family's cast. I think in the next couple episodes he's going to come to the farm.
I was going to say, I believe he is going to be in the rest of the season.
I think that was the trailer.
At least at
I
some
think that's
point.
what it said in the trailer or something.
Okay, good. I'm happy about that then. But we get the new DOD contact, which obviously is not going to work with Superman. Superman, I loved the setup for this. I loved this. Saves a North Korean nuclear sub. It can't be something subtle. It has to be like egregiously like, should you have done that, Superman?
Yeah.
Like even the casual viewers like, should you really have done that, Superman? Like, North Korean nuclear sub, but whatever, you know.
Right.
They couldn't be like, oh, you saved the Russian sub, and they're not even our enemies right now. You know what I mean? Like,
Right.
then I could side more with Superman, but he saved a North Korean nuclear sub.
I mean,
You could do 2 minutes of research on North Korea, and it doesn't even have to be America's enemy. And you'd be like, maybe we shouldn't hand them a nuclear sub.
yeah,
Right.
but at the same time, it was like the perfect way to go. Yeah, Clark doesn't care. It's people in danger.
And I agree.
It was like the perfect, like you're saying, it's so extreme that we're
Yes.
kind of like, wait a second. But to him, it's like, no, there are people in danger. I'm going to save them. I'm not going to be a part of everything else. I'm just making it so these people don't die.
And I agree. It's just,
I was going to say, and it's crazy. You think about it. If North Korea fires a nuke, Superman would stop the nuke.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Like they live in a world where nukes. Cool, you have one. We have that guy. Like he's protecting everyone.
exactly.
Yeah.
I'll give you that. I'm just saying, like in standard CW fashion, they couldn't do it subtly that Superman will save anyone.
Mm-hmm.
They had to do it in, he saved a North Korean nuclear sub, because you are very clearly going to know that Superman will save anyone now.
I'm just surprised Lex Luthor wasn't also on there. So it's like, oh, even his worst villain. Oh, I'll save
yeah,
you,
well,
Lex.
that would have made more comic book logic. Like,
actually
he
would've,
saved.
yeah.
But anyway. That was the plot with Superman arguing with the DOD. Then we had the Lois subplot, because she's also the main. She had like 2 subplots this episode, dealing with the kids growing up. Then we got into the CW drama. Both kids want to have sex. Sex bad. Let's talk about it. Clark and Lois argue because she used the emergency beacon to tell him that she caught his son having sex.
Dude, Clark was like, Lois, you try to get some head. Who gives a fuck, man? Like, I'm trying to save the world. I don't care if this happens.
I loved his reaction, because I do love the way he did that. He's like, you do not use that for family issues. You use that for at world ending. But anyway, we move on through that, and that's kind of what happened. Like,
Yeah.
nothing. And that was my biggest complaint with this episode. It was all setting up the season. It felt like every plot got touched on so that we would know what to expect for the season.
And none of the plots sounded interesting.
Yeah, well, we're going to have the John and Jordan growing older. We're going to have Lois dealing with a daughter she didn't have, which even Superman was like, it's not your daughter. Why do you care? Like,
It's like you could do something nice here, but I'm letting you know you don't have to. You're okay.
Exactly. But yeah, the whole season was just setting it up. And we, of course, got the cliffhanger. We'll talk about it at the end of today's episode. But Hudson, what did you think about all of these plot setup?
So, you know, I like Superman and Lois more than the CW shows in general. It visually, like, it's captivating to watch, right?
Yep.
When John Diggle came on screen last season, it was insane because it's like I haven't seen him in like HD. Like, I know I've seen him in HD, but you know what I mean? Like, real cameras are being used here, real beautiful sets. So I like the show traditionally, right? I think that they do a good job of towing the line between CW drama and real stakes, like real things I care about. I think it was kind of insane, the idea that this has been going on for 3 months of their life. Like, Lois has been a very, like a big pain the entire time, and like Superman's just been dealing with it for 3 months, and now they've had the resolutions because it takes place later. And then we basically do an entire episode and end exactly where we ended last season, like where, Steel and his daughter are at the farm. I'm like, why didn't we just start here? Like, we were already here. We didn't have them go imply that they already went to Metropolis, because it's not like we saw her in school. Mm-hmm. She said everything. So I would have been fine having her say that living in the barn already in Smallville. But hey, they wanted to give us another intro. Standard fanfare. I'm ready to get into it. Lois, she frustrated me in this episode, but she's no Iris West. So, like, it's still, like, I see the importance in her work. I see the importance in her life on some level. I see the emotional trauma, like the whole losing a child and how all of this situation messed her up. She got the child she lost back. She got the Natalie back, and then she felt nothing, and she had the mother thing. Like, I can resonate with that storyline specifically of, like, maternal problems and stuff like that. But
I will say, after all the weird familyisms that happened in Flash, at least the weirdism families of giving her extra daughters and stuff, somewhat makes sense over here, and it's been properly set up. Like, oh, she did lose a daughter, and she does have an alternate reality daughter, which is conveniently named the name of the missing daughter. Like,
right.
They did set it all up.
God, I didn't like it. I didn't like the episode. The thing I liked about the first season was that we didn't focus on CW stuff. I mean, let's be honest, I can say CW stuff. We all know what I mean, relationships, that kind of stuff. The first season, we didn't stick to that stuff. We did a lot more Superman, and I felt like I wanted more of the Superman parts, because the only times we got the Superman parts weren't really even for Superman. They were for the military and the American government. They weren't Superman moments. They we're setting up the new American government DOD situation. And it's like, I understand what you're doing, but I'm watching Superman and Lois, not the DOD featuring Superman. Like, that, as well as like the relationship stuff with the kids, because it's pretty much the exact same way the last season started, where Jonathan had the girlfriend that they were on the iffy bit, and Jordan didn't, but had like they just full on swap that up. Like, I don't know. It just felt very off. And I also feel like you were saying the whole 3 months thing. That's 3 months of Lois being very out of character for Lois Lane, and for everyone else to just kind of be okay with it. As well as also if she's having these feelings about her being the mom, to Natalie, but not. And like when she was talking about her own mother, I feel like that scene, or at least a moment in that, could have had more weight if it was her talking to her dad. Like, kind of like you were there for that entire situation. Yeah. You have more of a connection to this, because it's hard for Lois to kind of talk about her struggles to Clark, because Clark, he clearly doesn't have the same struggles. And so I feel like there were a lot of times where it just made Lois seem a lot harsher than I think maybe she was intending, or the way that they were intending. But I don't know. I wasn't a fan of this episode. I hope that next episode it picks up. I hope we get more of actual Superman, I wanted more in this episode of Jordan with his powers. Like, we saw him using his heat vision to light candles, and it's like, Okay. I would have loved to see how the fact of he can all of a sudden use his heat vision to perfect ability to light candles without like exploding the
We had a
candles or
summer
anything.
training montage.
Exactly. Show me the montage.
to
Damn it,
go.
give me like a 5 little clip thing and be like, hey, look, we did a Superman summer montage.
Did you guys know how heat vision was accessed during Smallville? Do you guys remember that little tidbit back on that show?
No, what'd they do?
It was when Clark, I'm not even kidding, this is real. When Clark gets aroused, his heat vision activates.
Oh yeah, that was because I remember didn't he
They
get
had
like
an
really
entire-
turned on by some girl and then it turned into like, oh no!
It was literally a teacher turns him on, so he sets the school on fire, and that's how the episode opens. And then the teacher marries Lex Luthor for the episode. So it's a whole Smallville thing. But I just thought of that like, I'm glad they didn't go with that storyline because I don't want to hear Tyler Hoechlin teaching his son how to have boners heat vision. Like, I don't want to see
That's kind of the direction they were going in though. All right, guys. So we know what to do. Mom's speech. You will. You
Yeah.
will. I liked how casual he was about it. You know what I mean? But I know Dan was really against this. For me, this was just kind of like a okay episode. It didn't make me excited to watch the next one. But I also am the guy that for the first 3 episodes of Superman and Lois the first time dropped off and then came back praising it for the finale. You know? So it took 5 episodes to really set up a good direction for first season. I feel like that's what we're dealing with right now. Because they didn't lose their showrunners. They didn't change anything around. So I'm kind of like, I feel like this is just how they want to do things. They want to set everything up, all the drama, and then go through it piece by piece. But they want to throw it all at you at the beginning so you kind of know what you're getting into. You know?
Well, and then there's that stinger at the end, and I think that's what got me excited.
So who do we think that is?
It's Doomsday, right?
That's what I was thinking. Because Doomsday, the original plot for Doomsday is that he was contained in the earth in this big like thing. He couldn't break free. And I forget why he was contained there, some alien blah 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 bullshit. But he was contained in the earth that he breaks free. Cause my only complaint is by season 5, where is this show gonna go? Because we did Zod, fake Zod, and then we did fake Zod season 1. And now we're gonna do Doomsday season 2. Is season 3 just gonna be real Zod? Like
Season 3 will be Apocalypse invades Earth. And you're like, how the hell did we get there?
they're gonna have to escalate this show at like Flash got really bad about it. You know what I mean? Like, where's Superman gonna go with it?
Well, and I'll say Flash got about it because they decided they wanted to be bad about it. Like, there's so much room they haven't tread yet, and they're like, what if we do this again? Same shit, exact same copy and paste, except instead of Tom Cavanaugh, let's hire this Matt Letcher guy. He's the new Reverse Flash, but they're the same character, but they're from different timelines. But don't worry, they have all the same memories. And then he's going to go to Legends. The show's insane. I just caught up on Flash yesterday for I watched all of Armageddon, and I was like, this is the dumbest show ever. I liked so much of what I was watching, and then I was like, this is so stupid. But Superman and Lois doesn't have that issue.
No, it doesn't have that right now. Yeah, I'm loving it. I will say with the Flash thing, seasons 1, 2, and 3 were great, and I really feel like they should have spread them out. Because the problem we had with that one was Tom Cavanaugh is going to betray you, and the second season was Hunter Solomon's going to betray you. Like,
oh my God, had they held that storyline out, I think that season 1 could have been the first 3 seasons of the Flash and had like an amazing payoff, and then like keep Reverse Flash as the overarching big bad. And like visually, if you go back, it's crazy. Season 1 of the Flash looks better than this one. It was filmed 10 years ago, and like
because they didn't use lightsabers. They didn't use when do you think Superman's going to get to lightsabers?
When is he going to get a
Heat
lightsaber?
vision lightsaber battle. Oh my god!
I cannot.
Let's go, brother, who's now controlled by other Zod. What do you mean other Zod? Just don't question
Is Jordan
it.
going to get
3.
powers? That's a question that you guys, or not Jordan, is Jonathan going to get powers?
And they already kind of hinted at that, didn't they?
Yeah, they're gonna give him
early on, I
powers.
was like 100%. He's John Kent. He's got to have powers. But now I feel like we've sat in this long enough to where like he is the human element of this family. To give him powers is scary because Lois is like world-renowned detective or not detective, reporter, whatever. Iris, but useful. Like, what are we gonna do with?
I think they will, and I think they're gonna slightly ruin that because I agree with you. Like the problem with the Flash is everybody who shows up in the show has to have some form of powers. Like everyone has to have a power, and they have to use it every episode. I do feel like Superman's gonna, because I still foresee an eventual brother versus brother thing.
I see
Jordan
that-
versus John. And at that point, everyone's going to have powers. They'll even be like, hey, here's Lois. She's Superwoman in this universe now. You know?
No, I don't like it when they do that. I'm not a fan. Every time Iris's eyes light up with lightning now, it's like, what are you doing? Why do you have this? This doesn't make any sense to me.
The worst part about Iris is it's like Iris is a reporter. And that's what I love about what they're doing with Lois. They are maintaining her the reporter, and that's what she's good at. She's smart. She's resourceful. And there's every time they kind of push Iris in that direction where it's like, look, she is her own person. They then go, and now she runs.
Yeah. Yep. And she's like a reporter, but I liked the Central City Citizen. I was like, this is a good enough idea. And then it's like, now it's Citizen Media. And they call it that. I'm like, that sounds stupid. I don't think you understand. This is a dumb name for a company. I wouldn't watch what you're putting out. But like, Superman and Lois does it perfectly. Like that's how I know it's the exact same producers as Flash. How are they doing this when they do that? Like, they know what they're doing. They make crap on purpose, which,
because like even in this episode they managed to have her go, like, even though it wasn't a primary plot point, we picked up with them trying to expand the Smallville Gazette or whatever they're calling it.
Yeah,
like we managed to mention that, and I was kind of interested where they bumped in out and she's like fighting about who they're going to hire, and I'm like, okay, you're still keeping this interesting, and you're not forgetting, right, she's a reporter who owns a paper, basically. Like,
yeah. Yeah, I love this version of Lois Lane. Like, when they introduced her in I think it was the end of like a Supergirl episode. I was like, I don't know how I feel about her. I'm a big, like, I loved Erica Durance on Smallville, and I don't know if this is going to be a good. She's great. I think she embodies that character in such an interesting way. Like, their dynamics of her and Clark are great. I love Tyler Hoechlin. He might be my favorite on-screen Superman since, like, I like Brandon Routh a lot and his reappearances, like, since he's come back and put on the Kingdom Come suit. But he's so fun. He's so lighthearted, but there's like a real like anger and like sadness behind him too. It's fun.
I mean, I'm a Henry Cavill stan, basically. Like, I'll go on Twitter and defend him. Is that the word? Am I using the proper terminology there?
You're using stan perfectly.
Yeah, see, I'm
it's
old.
impressive.
That tells you how old I am. I'm a Henry Cavill stan, but I will say Tyler is kind of won out as my, like, he's my Superman now. Like, he does such a good job.
He picks up the car like in the comic book cover, and then he's like, "Nice suit." He goes, "Thanks. My mom made it." And he flies off, and I'm like, you just sold me.
And they've kept that Superman, like, he hasn't changed. His personality hasn't changed. And I love that he doesn't just bend over and like take it. Like, he's like, no, I'm gonna fight the DOD. I'm gonna argue with Lois that she shouldn't have called me over here. I'm gonna tell my boys, hey, what were you thinking about trying to have sex at 15 in our house? Take it to the backwoods. Go over there and say,
you know what I mean? Come on. Take it behind the schoolhouse. You know where I used to do it. Me and Lana Lang, and Jordan's looking at him like, you did what with my girlfriend's mom?
I just love that even with that, he's such a good father figure in this show, even the way he handled that, you know?
No, it's beautiful. It feels like watching real parents and not TV parents. Like, Lois,
it feels like my dad, because my dad would have said something like, oh, did you know he had a girl in his room? My dad would have been the dad that goes, yeah, I dropped them off. What happened? Like, he would have been that is my dad. He would have done that.
Oh, man. And my mom would have done what Lois did, just be irrationally upset for 3 months and explain nothing. And it's like, was it this conversation? We could have this 20 minutes 3 months ago. You ruined summer, Mom. The fuck?
What about you, Dan? Is that how your parents act?
Totally. No, actually, both my parents would be like, just use protection.
Oh my gosh!
Oh, you got the super chill parents.
Yeah,
the biker
no, I
parents,
definitely had very chill parents. Very, very chill parents.
But
I'm excited about
thoughts.
the Doomsday. That's my overall thought was going to be. I'm excited about Doomsday. I hope they lower. I like Jordan. I like the actors. Like the young actors, in my opinion, are really, really good. I think they need to limit the amount of Jordan and Lana Lang's daughter, her name I always forget.
Sarah.
Yeah, Sarah and them, like, they need to lower the drama that's going on there. I think they loosely implied that she has a boy at camp. That's my understanding, and I was like,
that
don't
had
do that.
to have been it. Yeah, something
that's
happened
a bad
at camp.
idea. Don't do this. Don't do the CW bullshit. But even if they do that, just do what you always do. Drama. Give me Superman looking jacked. Tyler Hoechlin is beefed up in this show. Okay, he looks like Henry Cavill.
I do have to ask, when he's like in the, like, above the ocean and he's in the suit, was it just me, or did that suit look like it did not properly fit him during that scene? Like, there was a lot
they
of
just changed it.
It was wet
for this.
It was wet. Like,
well, I understand when it's wet, but it still just looked like almost like there was too much material. Like, it was just overly bulky, and I was like, "There's something
he's been
off."
getting bigger as an actor, and they're slowly taking out the muscle suit. So this might have just been like
That
how
could
his
be
body
it.
looks with more muscle padding.
Right.
'Cause I pay attention to a lot of the behind the scenes stuff, like that, and like on Spider-Man, like Tom Holland just for this last movie didn't wear the muscle suit. He'd been wearing it the entire time, so he's finally like yoked enough. I think that's what it is with Tyler.
And
Hoechlin.
Tyler Hoechlin
Okay.
has been putting on muscle. I mean, I get a feeling once it was like, okay, now you have a Superman show. You're not just going to show up one episode of 5 minutes and smile. You're gonna be Superman. He's
Yeah.
like, oh, I should probably put on a couple pounds.
He did well because Brandon Routh was like, "You're gonna be Superman for 2 episodes," and he got for Crisis. Brandon Routh got so yoked. He was
Yeah.
huge. He still is huge. He maintained all of that. That man doubled in size.
I mean,
like
but Tyler Hoechlin was already a pretty big guy. Like he was just fit before, but now he's like, I pulled up
That's
pictures
what I'm
of
saying.
him.
Both of them were
Now
fit,
he's
but like
jacked.
they're putting on Superman. They like when I tell you they look like Henry Cavill because that is the Superman that has been yoked the entire time. He's busy being The Witcher too, so we just. Oh,
Well,
man.
because the difference is this: there's some actors that put on weight for a role, and then there's Henry Cavill who's like, "That's just my hobby. I just go work out." Like The Rock's like that. Like you look at The Rock and like he's doing it for his roles, but at the same time, if he did nothing else, the dude would still be working out 24/7 because that's just what he does. I keep trying to get to that point. I injure myself. All right, we're moving up 3 workouts in. Oh, my back!
right.
All right,
can't
get
be
your shit
Superman.
for. I can never be Superman, dude. It'd be like, all right, Benny, we need you to work out. All right, so Dan, I'm going to do 6 hours a day, and 2 hours in, I'm tired and I hurt my arm.
And I want to play some Destiny. Okay, let's
Yeah,
go.
we'll play some Destiny. All right, Dan, final thoughts on this episode?
I hope it gets better. I hope it gets better. I hope we see more of Superman being Superman because that hit, like you guys were saying, he is an amazing Superman, an amazing Clark Kent, and he, on the low episodes, I feel like he is always what keeps it as a, okay, I'll still give it a shot because I know he's got the potential. I've seen it happen. He's always come through. So I'm hoping that we steer a little bit further away from the drama because, like Hassan said, if they did do a little too much drama with Sarah in this episode.
Yeah.
I did like her little heart-to-heart with her dad, though. I thought that was sweet. But here's hoping we steer clear of too much drama and stay with some actual plot stuff. So.
I mean, my only major complaint was the Lois daughter from the alternate dimension. I didn't mind them like exploring the feelings. Just that actress, the whole episode is whining. Oh, why? I should have been here. I also, and I don't know if you guys thought about this. I know John Henry's got like a trailer or a mobile home or wherever they got him staying now. But she kept wandering off. And I'm just thinking to myself, like, you're in an alternate reality. Where are you going? Like, like where? You're not going home. You're not going to your ship. Where are you going when you're stomping away?
She did this for 3 months.
Yeah.
He did that for 3 months is what the implication is. For 3 months, he's like, "Where's my daughter?" He puts on his giant steel suit to fly around the city. Doesn't know what to do.
That's what I'm saying. Like, it was just so weird. Them moving into the house, I'm hoping that's out there, and now the actress can kind of actually do things other than, Dad, meh," but
Right.
the rest of it I was okay with just because I'm looking at it as a setup. Dan's looking at it as like, where was my Superman? I just know what happened the last season where they took a minute to set up and then it was awesome.
I think last season just left almost too good of an imprint on my head that I expected that explosiveness, that like the amazingness of the end of that season, and it's hard to look past. All right, we got to set up for a new season.
Right, we gotta start
just
over
go
again,
straight through. So,
But all right, we are absolutely Marvel and DC. Subscribe, hit that like button, and join us next week for another review of Superman.
and
That's not even
Lois.
close to. And Lois, right? Come on, we all know it's just a Superman show.
Yeah, but the and Lois, that's the only way we know that we're talking about the show and not another Superman.
That's
There.
true.
We had a lot on screen.
All right, thank you guys.